Guys, welcome back to We Watch a Movie. I am Mike, and I just put out a video that was 15 horror movie franchises returning to the big screen in 2025. And based on your all's comments and my own want to, today we're going to do the same thing for television shows. Now, full frontal male nudity, I should have put in this title that it's 10 TV shows that we hope to see in 2025, because there's a couple franchises in here that have just been out in the winds for some time now, that have really been DNS in the A for a little bit now, and the information's scattershot, and we're just really hopeful that there's a chance we see something about them in 2025. But there's also quite a few that we are for sure about that we will see, so we'll get to those as we go through them. But let's start here with one that we're for sure about, Alien Earth, which is coming sometime in 2025. This is going to be on both Disney Plus and Hulu, and it's going to be by Noah Hawley, who's writing and directing it. The plotline for it is when a mysterious space vessel crash lands on Earth, a young woman and a ragtag group of tactical soldiers make a fateful discovery that puts them face to face with the planet's greatest threat, which would be Ezra Miller. I'm just kidding, it's a xenomorph. And Timothy Olyphant, who fucking rocks and has amazing hair, and they should have never canceled Santa Clarita Diet, just follows a line of great actors and great performances of people playing those synths, and I cannot wait to see that part, and I can't wait to see Alien Earth. I think it's gonna rock shit. Also, sometime in 2025, without a specific release date, but we're sure we're getting it in 2025, is It, Welcome to Derry. Just like the Alien TV show, Welcome to Derry is gonna be a prequel. Also, is gonna feature Pennywise's origin story in it. It's developed by both Andy Muschietti, who directed the first two films, as well as his wife Barbara, and Jason Fuchs, and Andy himself will direct 4 of the episodes, including the pilot of the 9 episodes of the series. So obviously Bill Skarsgård's back as Pennywise the Clown. I can't wait to see this. I wasn't the biggest fan of It Chapter 2. I thought we really lost it with the terrible CGI and the over jokey like atmosphere that they were doing there, but it definitely still had some moments. And I think maybe in a shorter, like bit by bit fashion, I think three hours for each of those movies was just overkill for me by far. So I think maybe knocking this down to little episodes and playing with the lore and doing some new things we haven't seen before could really take the top off this bitch. So I'm hoping to see that. Now on to one of these teasing fucking Terrys. We got Crystal Lake, the TV series. Had to include it in here because god damn it, do we deserve this in 2025? Do we know if it's going to make 2025? Hell no. Do we know if we're ever going to see it ever? Hell no. The last that we heard about this was that Crystal Lake, the A24 Peacock series, after getting rid of Brad Fuller, their original showrunner, they hired Brad Caleb Kane as the new showrunner to go in a different direction with this, and that he's going to serve as the series creator, writer, and executive producer. He is one of the executive producers and showrunners on Welcome to Derry. So that is a bad sign for if we're going to get this in 2025 or not. I mean, he's literally doing that show, and now he's taking this huge property on. Who knows, maybe the people at A24 saw a little bit of what he was doing with Welcome to Derry, and they were like, take these fucking reins, please God. So fingers crossed! I've got my fingers crossed that we actually see some Crystal Lake, some Jason fucking Voorhees in 2025. And backing that up with the twin towers of where the fuck is our information about this, the Halloween TV series. The last we heard about the Halloween TV series, again, we're really crossing our fingers that we see any of this in 2025. Last we heard about this was back in March when Miramax won a bidding war to get the TV rights for the franchise. And Miramax's head of worldwide television, Mark Helwig, said that the foundation of it is the original film going back to John Carpenter's Halloween, which my God, have we not heard that a million times already. But what's very interesting about what he says here is that they're going to go back to not only the characters from that, but maybe some characters that, and these are important words here, the recent films haven't followed all that much. So obviously we're going away from David Gordon Green and what they're doing there. And I'm hoping that possibly, maybe, we're going to look at some of the characters that are underutilized. Characters like Dr. Loomis, maybe. And that's all we've gotten in the dust. Halloween came and went, and we got no more than a hot fart in the wind about this. So I'm hoping that we hear something really soon. And Carrie is supposedly due for a TV show that may or may not reach the screen by 2025. But the last we heard was just recently in October when Mike Flanagan is going to be the creator and showrunner and writer and fucking everything for a Carrie reimagination. Now, Carrie's one of those things I've never understood why there's so many sequels and remakes for him. Like, it's such a simple thing and it was done so perfectly the first fucking time. I don't know why we're still doing this simple story here. But when it's Mike Flanagan, that guy is like, I mean, he knows richness and depth, and he could probably unlock a whole crazy world of shit in there. So, but he's going to write and produce the series and serve as the showrunner. So it's in good hands. Honk honk. Here's a nice piece of shit. The Conjuring is supposed to get their own TV series as well. Now, we heard about this like years and years ago, but just last year, around June, there was word that they are still actively working on this, and it's been a minute now, so I'd say that there's a strong possibility. I think we could see something out of this in 2025 for sure. But all we know about it to this point is that it's set to continue the story established in the feature film. So even if it follows that story, though, I think we can almost guarantee that this is not going to be a continuation of the Warren story, because as we talked about in the movies returning this year, The Conjuring 4 is coming out, The Last Rites, and Vera Farmiga, who's amazing, posted this big long goodbye to Patrick Wilson as her on-screen husband. I think that they're hanging up the fucking priest gown. Next up, we have Hostel thinking about going to the small screen, and it's possible, again, we don't know if we'll see this in 2025 or not, but the last we heard was in June that they were creating a TV series set to star Paul Giamatti of all people. There's an interview that goes all the way back to 2013 where Giamatti was working on another movie at the same time as Eli Roth, and they actually planned on having Giamatti show up as a character in the film and murdering somebody, but it just didn't work out. So that tells me they're probably thinking about having him be a bad guy. He seems he could pull off that like rich dude who wants to murder someone just for fun because he's fucking bored type dude. And it's going to be brought back by Eli Roth and the same people who brought us the first film as well as the second film, and it's going to be by the studio behind Apple TV's Severance. And that's pretty much all we have about it right now. There's not much about it except for that it's a modern adaptation and an elevated thriller that's also a reinvention of the horror franchise. Or they could do like a lot of these TV show announcements do and just cut us on our fucking Achilles, never to be seen or heard from again. Speaking of which, Poltergeist. I swear to God, they have announced this TV show 3 fucking times. But here it is on our list again. I'm not even sure anybody fucking wants the thing. Maybe they're just sticking a thermometer up our butts to see how the audience reaction is. And when the only response they get is anger or wise, they just pull it back out and throw it back in down a hallway in a hostel. Hey, see what I did there? Fuck me. A series version of the iconic horror film Poltergeist is currently in early development at, once again, Amazon MGM Studios, says Variety. So at the time it was announced, they have no writer, and all we know is that Amblin is set to produce it, allegedly. I swear to God, I'm starting to think they just say shit. Back to something that we know is actually coming on our faces, in our homes, television sets. Goosebumps 2 is coming. It's called The Vanishing, and it's going to be here on January 10th. This is definitely going to be the first of any of these that we get. Goosebumps Season 1, we did a review for it. I really enjoyed it. I didn't like how they unrolled the episodes out, but Justin Long in horror is always a win. Is it gateway horror? Sure, it's nothing too crazy, but it's just a little step further than your typical fare, and it's well produced. You know, I love the old school TV show, and there's a time and a place for specifically that vibe. But this is just the little bit more adult version of some of those Goosebumps stories, and I thought it worked out pretty well from what I saw. It was at least entertaining. So they're bringing that back, but they're bringing back a whole new story and a whole new cast. Instead of Justin Long, this time we have David Schwimmer. I was always rooting for that sad son of a bitch to get with Rachel, paleontologist pussy. And another thing we're definitely going to get, Stranger Things Season 5, The End. And I think it's time. It's going to be the end of this. It's going to be the final season for sure. It's going to be long, though. Allegedly, it's 8 episodes. Maya Hawke said in a podcast that they were so long that it's more like 8 movies that you're going to get from this. So it's going to be long. But what they had to say about this is fascinating. They said that the writers' team described the tone of the season as if season 1 and season 4 had a baby and then injected that baby with steroids, which is absolutely disgusting. I don't know why you're injecting babies with steroids, you sick fucks. And that, my friends, is 10 TV series, some of which we'll see, some of which we won't, all of which I wish we would. And I wish you would. Make sure you click that subscribe button because we have all your Saw, Scream, Halloween updates, tons of movie stuff to talk about, all your TV show, upcoming horror movie updates and reviews, everything right fucking here. And you got to click the bell so that you'll be reminded of when we do these things. Also, 2 other ones just to throw them out there for those of you who are fans of them. Yellow Jacket Season 3 is coming back. Yellow Jacket, the only thing I know about that is I took one in summer school with this kid named Danny Griffith in sophomore year, and I thought I was going to fucking die. Anyways, also, there's another Walking Dead spinoff, which, you know, talk about things that should fucking die. But if you love it, I love it for you, and I hope you guys will come back and hang out with me again. I love your fucking faces. Have a great fucking week. What are you gonna do on October 31st?
What are you gonna do on October 31st?
Here comes that white-faced fucker, an asshole like no other. He's a big old piece of shit. Wants to stab your sister's tits cause he's a white-faced fucker. Loomis can't recover. Dr. Challenge drunk again, sleeping with your sister's friends.
Do you want to know about the darkness?
I said, God damn.
God damn you, faggot!
I said, God damn.
A lot of people don't know the darkness that goes inside their hearts.
I said, God damn.